Hey guys, this is Panzer J back here in Operation Skyfall. We're at turn 16, January of 44, 16.5 UK, and 16.6 for the Free French. So let's go ahead and get into our two tech rolls. So we're going to try for jets at stage 3, 8 or higher, and we don't have anything else on the board, so how about we try improved construction 7 or higher. And if we do happen to finish this tech, then that means this game went on for quite a few more turns, which would be perfect for the Allies. Okay, so let's go ahead and try jets first at an 8 or higher. A 1, that definitely doesn't succeed. And construction at a 7 and 8. So why didn't we get that 8 the first roll? Oh well. So we'll go ahead and put improved construction stage 1. Okay, well, we didn't lay out all our purchases because I was setting aside 12 IPP for a jet. So that didn't happen. So we got 12 to spend. How about we do 2 medium armor, I guess. Not sure what else to get. So, okay. So the UK had 38 to spend. We're spending all of it. Colonial infantry for 4, a militia for 2, that's 6. A militia upgrade for 2, that's 8. 5 infantry for 15, that's 23. An airborne for 3 is 26, and now 2 medium armor for 12 is 38. We've got 10 as the FEC, 4 for a Gurkha, 3 for an airborne, that's 7. 3 for an infantry, that's 10. And Anzac has 9, and we're spending 7 of it on a naval transport. Okay, so we do have 6 attacks. So this is the first turn I had to lay out my attack markers because I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Okay, so attack number 1 is here in France. We're going to go here into Picardy. Pete has a single militia, and we're going over into Picardy with everything from Normandy. So that's 24 infantry, 3 AAA, 1 Marine, 3 artillery, and 7 medium armor. Also here in C-Zone A22, we have our 7 naval transports, which are going to pick up the 7 self-propelled artillery from London and drop them off. Now, they cannot offload until round 2, and I would hope that I have enough firepower to kill the militia here on round 1, so I shouldn't have to worry about double casualties for the self-propelled artillery. Battle 2 is in Aquitaine, so our air transport in London is going to pick up the paratrooper and go 1, 2, 3, drop him off. We also have our 5 fighters from London coming over, along with a tactical bomber and a medium bomber. So I believe Pete does have a scramble option with the Vichy fighter in southern France because we're also declaring war on Vichy. But I don't think he'd scramble a single fighter against 7 aircraft, so we should be good. Okay, Battle 3 is here in M3, so we're going to attempt to sink that Vichy battleship. So in M4, we're going to bring up a British destroyer and an Anzac light cruiser. And then over here in C-Zone M8, we've got, at a major base, a battle cruiser and a torpedo boat destroyer, 1, 2, 3. So those 4 ships against the battleship. Battle 4 is in southern Iraq. So Pete again has just a militia. We're bringing over the 4 infantry from Transjordan and the fighter from Transjordan. Battle 5 is here on Sumatra, so Rich doesn't have any defending units, so there should be a walk-on. So over here in Sydney, we've got an air transport with a movement of 6, but +1 for the air base and +1 for long-range aircraft. So that's 8 total. We'll pick up the paratrooper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and land in southern India. And finally, Battle 6, we're going to bomb the miner factory in Malaya. So our 2 Strat bombers from Calcutta come out 1, 2, 3, and bomb the factory there. Okay, so that is it for our attacks. So let's start here in Picardy. So we do have 3 first strikes with our artillery. So we need a 3 or less. 2, 10, and 11. So we did get 1 hit, and that's all we needed. So we kill off Pete's militia, and Picardy is worth $1. And since we took it on round 1, these 7 self-propelled can offload with no issues. Battle 2 is Aquitaine. So we've got a tactical and a medium bomber, both at 7. Now, the tactical does have target select, but since Pete's only got 1 unit, it doesn't matter. So we got 2 rolls at a 7, 4 and 8, so we got our 1 hit. His militia at a 2, an 11. Excuse me. An 11 misses. So Aquitaine falls, and that is also worth $1. So our airborne takes Aquitaine. Battle 3 is in C-Zone M3. We have a battle cruiser at a 7, a light cruiser at a 5, a destroyer at a 4, and a torpedo boat destroyer at a 2. So let's go ahead with our battle cruiser at a 7. A 1 does hit. Light cruiser at a 5. A 6 misses. A destroyer at a 4. 5 misses. And the torpedo boat destroyer at a 2. A 2 hit. So we did get 2 hits, which is what it takes to sink a battleship. So the battleship at an 8, a 7 hits. So we're going to lose the torpedo boat destroyer. So we kill the Vichy/German battleship. And Pete, he did have a seaplane in Rome, but I don't think he had a scramble option because the seaplane can only hit subs, and I didn't bring any subs. So I think that is good to go there. Battle 4 is here in southern Iraq, and we are, I believe, going into desert. So my infantry will drop to 1s, and we got a fighter at a 6. So a fighter at a 6, and a 6 does hit. That's all we needed. His militia at a 2, a 10 misses. So we do take southern Iraq, which is also worth $1 with our 4 infantry. And then we've got Battle 5 is a walk-on here on Sumatra. So the Australians take that from Japan. That's worth $2. And then finally, we've got our factory bombing. Okay, so our 2 strat bombers each do 2d6 worth of damage. So we're going to take, how about our 3 British dice, and then for good luck, we'll take an American one. Okay, so we get 4 d6s worth of damage. We do 13. We did 2 dice pretty much were at the maximum 6 and 5, and the other 2 were at the lowest end 1s. So we do 13 damage, but Rich does have, he has improved factories and improved construction. So one of those 2 techs, I believe, negates 3 worth of damage to minor factories. So I think we've done 10 worth of damage total. Okay, so now he gets 2 rolls at a 3 with the AA. A 3 and an 8. How wonderful. So we lose 1 of our strat bombers. So that was absolutely perfect. So we lose a $12 strat bomber for a 10 damage. Neat. Okay, so that is it for combat. So let's fly some planes. The air transport... Well, let's do our income first. Okay, so Anzac went up 2, and that comes off Japan. And then the UK went up 1, 2, 3, and that all comes off of Germany. So let's go ahead. We'll knock Germany down 3 from 56 to 53. Japan down from 58 to 56. And then Anzac went up 2, so they go to 8. And the UK went up 3, so they go to 35. Okay, so then let's do some non-combat. So I guess now that we're back over here in the European side, all our planes that went to Aquitaine went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They all fly back to London. So that's a medium bomber, a tactical bomber, 5 fighters, and an air transport. All these units, I'm going to have to get a card. All these units are in Picardy now, besides the 2 Well, the 2 U.S. jets are still in Normandy, but I don't think for long. Okay, so these 2 heavy cruisers are still in port. Those are all in Picardy, along with these 7 self-propelled artillery. Over here, we're going to have, so first our fighter went 1 to southern Iraq, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lands in Calcutta. Our lone strat bomber flies back 3 to Calcutta. How about some ships over here? So here in C Zone M8, we're going to have a battleship, 1, 2 to I-4. Same thing with a light cruiser, a destroyer. They're going to come down. And so are the 2 submarines. Okay, we'll keep a destroyer, another coastal sub behind. Then here, also at a major base, we're going to have these 2 battleships go 1, 2, 3. We're going to have the naval transport come over 1, pick up the do we want the medium armor? Yeah, we want the medium armor. So we'll pick up the medium armor. It comes over 1, 2, 3, and drops the medium armor off in Aden. And joins this fleet down here. This fleet submarine is going to come over 1 to M8. We're going to have a rail movement from Istanbul. So one of our infantry from Istanbul is going to rail down here to Cairo. Let's see. Over here in India, I guess we're going to have one of the paratroopers leave Calcutta and go to southern India. We're also going to have one of the infantry go from Calcutta to southern India. Actually, we'll have a second infantry as well. So 2 infantry and a paratrooper go to southern India. And I think that's it for these guys. Everything else stays the same. Australia, nothing changes. Okay, so how about unit placement? Since we're here with the Australians, we'll place our naval transport here in P72. If it can go in port, it will. If not, then I guess it's just hanging out there. For the FEC, we got a paratrooper in Calcutta, so that gives us 2 again, and then our infantry in Calcutta, and then the Gurkha is in, is that Bengal? Bengal. So I think that gives us 13 Gurkhas now. Okay, and then the British, we've got a colonial infantry for Cairo. We've got a militia, and where did I want to put him? Oh boy. Oh, Normandy. So the militia in Normandy. We've got a militia upgrade, which is this guy, this militia here in Aden. So I'll put him down. And then we've got 8 more units. 5 infantry, a paratrooper, and 2 medium armor. And they're all for London. And I just dropped the infantry. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so there's the infantry. There's the paratrooper. And there's the 2 medium armor. Let's see. Let's see if I can get my. Oh my god, I'm too old for this. Okay, so we put him there. Okay, so that's it for unit placement. How about some income? So the United Kingdom spent all 38. They're at 35, and I believe they have a 3 bonus, so they're back to 38. The FEC spent all 10. They're sitting at 8 with a 2 bonus, so they're at 10. And then Anzac saved 2, and they're at 8, so that's 10. Although, yeah, I think Brit still has a warship within 2 sea zones of the Australia. So it should be 38, 10, and 10, I believe. Okay, on to the Free French. So they have $4 and they're buying a Foreign Legion. And they have 2 attacks, I believe, both walk-ons. So here in Syria, this infantry is going to move over 1 to northern Iraq and take that. So that's worth $1 from Germany. And then over here in North Africa, we're going to have this French infantry move over 1 to northern Algeria and take that. And even though it's, well, they're not Vichy anymore because we declared war, but regardless, it would have come off Germany. So that's up 2 for France and down 2 for Germany. So Germany 53 to 51 and France from 4 to 6. Okay. So non-combat for the French. This naval transport is going to come up 1 to Sea Zone A35 and hang out with the Americans. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's all that can move. Okay, so we have 1 unit placement. So someone had mentioned that I can place in French Somaliland. So if that's true, and of course I just dropped them. If it's true, the Foreign Legion will go here in Somaliland. If that isn't accurate, then he'll go in Syria. So either Syria or Somaliland. Okay, as far as the French, they spent everything and they're sitting at 6, so they will have 6 for next turn. Okay, so let's do a unit recap. Over here in Australia, in Sydney, we've got 4 militia, 4 infantry, a motorized infantry, and artillery, and a naval transport, hopefully in port. If not, then it's sitting there in Sea Zone P-72. Sumatra has a paratrooper. Bengal went up by a Gurkha, so that's up to 13 Gurkhas. Southern India has an Anzac air transport, and from the FEC, a militia, a paratrooper, and 2 infantry. In Calcutta, we got the fort, 3 militia, 3 infantry, 3 AAA, 2 paratroopers, 1 strat bomber, 1 fighter. Aden has a medium armor and an infantry. In Sea Zone I-4, we have 3 battleships, a light cruiser, a destroyer, 2 fleet submarines, and a naval transport. Southern Iraq has 4 infantry. Northern Iraq has a French infantry. Nubia has 3 French infantry, 2 Foreign Legions, and a medium armor. There's a Foreign Legion, hopefully in Somaliland, if not Syria. Cairo has a total, counting colonial infantry, of 5 infantry. There's a fleet sub, a coastal sub, and a destroyer in M8. Istanbul only changed by losing an infantry. In M3, there is a destroyer, a light cruiser, and a battle cruiser. In Aquitaine, there's a paratrooper. In Normandy, there's a militia, 2 heavy cruisers in ports. There's 2 more militia, and then the 2 U.S. jets. Picardy has 7 medium armor, 7 self-propelled artillery, 1 marine, 3 artillery, 3 AAA, 24 infantry. The fleet in A-22 didn't change. And in London, we have a U.S. strat bomber, a medium bomber, a tactical bomber, an air transport, 5 fighters, 5 infantry, 2 medium armor, 1 airborne, 1 marine. So I believe that is everything. So turning things over now to Global War 36 enthusiast and Italy.